Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Sending now.
It's the bomb, yo. Wake up and don't sleep on a bicycle.
Next.
This is Eagles Morning Rise, where you get inspired, updated, talk sports, and discuss topical national issues. All served hot, like coffee.
Yummy.
This is gonna be the best day of my life.
Eagles Morning Rise with
Natural Prince.
6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Every weekday on your number one radio experience.
You can count on
Eagles 102.3 FM.
To you, thank you so much for staying with us. This is your radio experience. You can count on Eagles 102.3, and it's time for us to look at what the papers are reporting this morning on the pages. The pages is our newspaper review where we analyze the headlines as we see them, discuss the headlines, and get to talk about them and how they affect us as a people. Sometimes we prefer solutions where necessary, and we always encourage that you do so. Feel free to join the conversation this morning. The numbers to call remain the same. If you don't have them, keep them really close. You're going to need them when we open up the phone lines to take in your thoughts and responses to the headlines. The numbers now 090-7353-0044. That is 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. 090-8766-8888. You can send SMS and WhatsApp messages to 090-9705-4450. 090-9705-4450. All right, this morning, let's begin with the Vanguard newspaper. From Vanguard newspaper, Tinubu sacks service chiefs, dissolves boards of MDAs. Tinubu sacks service chiefs, dissolves boards of MDAs. So this came in yesterday at about 7 p.m. You know, Nigerians got to hear about the sacking of all service chiefs and the immediate replacement. But what surprised a lot of people was I'd mentioned this a couple of days ago that there might be a reshuffling of the president's SAs, special advisors. And apparently one of that happened, or one of the positions was kind of, upgraded or made substantive. Nuhu Ribadu, who was special advisor to the president on security, was named National Security Advisor. And if you followed the 9 o'clock show yesterday, Eagles Outlook, you would have understood how we analyzed, and my guest helped us analyze and understand the office of the National Security Advisor. Well, congratulations to those who took positions, or who are taking the positions as service chiefs. Well, Nuhu Ribadu named NSA, Egbetoku acting IGP, Musa emerges CDS, Lagbaja is new Chief of Army Staff, Ogala, new Chief of Naval Staff, Abubakar, Chief of Air Staff, and then boards of internal parastatals or federal parastatals and agencies, institutions, companies dissolved. Away from there, NGE, or NGE President Akpabio Abdulrazak Rada NPAN congratulates Eze Anaba. Kebbi government moves to reopen FGC 2 years after bandits attack. Kebbi government moves to reopen FGC after 2 years after bandits attack. Good move there. NNPC committed to federal government's 2060 net zero plans, Kerry tells US. NNPC committed to federal government's 2060 net zero plans, Kerry tells US. Presidential poll, no technical glitch on February 25, Amazon tells court. Presidential poll, no technical glitch on February 25, Amazon tells court. Subsidy, Labor, federal government set 8 weeks deadline to conclude dialogue. Subsidy, Labor and federal government set 8 weeks deadline to conclude dialogue. 8 weeks from now would be basically 2 months. That would be probably till the end of August, or even September, first week of September, or early September, right? Well, by then, well, no, I'll leave you to think about it. Naira depreciates to 770 Naira 38 kobo to a dollar as demand pressure hits I&E window. Naira depreciates to 770 Naira 38 kobo to a dollar as pressure hits I&E window. So if there's no supply, there's no way the dollar can crash against the Naira. Until the market is flooded with dollars, which we know that most of the racketeers know how to, hold, the Naira may just hit 1,000 Naira to a dollar again, or just go as far as that. Because if there's no supply, the Naira will continue to suffer. If there's no supply of the dollar and other foreign currencies, the Naira will continue to suffer. Anyway, the appointments made, especially the appointments of service chiefs and acting IGP, is one that has made it across all dailies this morning. It's like the biggest story in the country today. And the Guardian captions it: applause as Tinubu fires service chiefs, dissolves board of agencies. Now, one conversation that erupted the moment the announcement was made was, about ethnicity and the spread of the appointments by the president. Looking at the appointments critically and getting to find out, what it is that the president did with the appointments, you would see that there was a bit of balance, there was balance across regions and all. The chief of defense staff is from the northwest, Kaduna precisely, from Kaduna in the northwest. And not just is he from Kaduna, he's also from southern Kaduna, which has been said to be badly hit by the banditry and insurgency in the northwest. Also, the chief of air staff is from Kano State. That's again from the northwest. The chief of defense intelligence is from Cross River State, in the south. The chief of naval staff is from Enugu State in the southeast. The chief of army staff is from Ogun State, the southwest Nigeria. Also, the acting IGP is from Ogun State, southwest Nigeria. Now, the National Security Advisor is from the northeast. See that there's some level of fairness and, a bit of a balance in the appointments. Very commendable, very, very commendable. One way or another, you see that, there's some level of sense of belonging. It seems like a departure from what we had in the Buhari administration. Now, just to let you know the names of those who have been appointed as service chiefs: Nuhu Ribadu's NSA. Nuhu Ribadu, very popular, you know him. He's the National Security Advisor. Major General C.G. Musa is Chief of Defense Staff. Major General T.A. Lagbaja is Chief of Army Staff. Rear Admiral E.A. Ogala is Chief of Naval Staff. Air Vice Marshal H.B. Abubakar is Chief of Air Staff. Major General EPA Odiade is Chief of Defense Intelligence. And then DIG Kayode Egbetokun is Acting Inspector General of Police. They have the appointments of service chiefs. Okay, away from that one, federal government Labour fixed 8 weeks for conclusion on subsidy removal talks. Tinubu pledges to prioritize Nigerians' well-being, partners Dangote and Bill Gates. Ethno-religious and regional sentiments as Senate seeks principal officers. PEPC, Tinubu APC failed to stop APM's petition. INEC staff recounts Beaver's failure. Arik Air, shareholders trade accusations over 120 billion naira alleged fraud. These are stories in the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Let's pick up this day quickly. From this day newspaper, news service chiefs. Oh, big story. Tinubu sacks all service chiefs, IG, CG customs and advisors. Appoints Bala Usman. What's it with Bala Usman? She seems to be one of those very lucky people who gets to be appointed, from the NPA. Now she's special advisor to the president. Anyway, Tinubu sacks all service chiefs, IG, CG customs advisors, and appoints Bala Usman, Musawa, Gumel, Ibrahim, others as aides. Dissolves boards of parastatals, agencies, government-owned corps. Federal government takes urgent steps to avert oil vessel withdrawal over tax charges. And just above the masthead, you'll find CBN plans more currency measures to stabilize Naira. CBN plans more currency measures to stabilize Naira. In break from military rule, in line with global best practices, its police-led security apparatus. In break from military rule, in line with global best practices, its police-led security apparatus, or apparatchik rather, Ribadu, police intelligence veteran, is now the NSA. Now, congratulations again to them. Let's get talking. Join in 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. That is 090 7353 0044 and 090-8766-8888. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Clementine Prince. Good to have you.
You don't read all the newspapers where you like. The only the one when concern rich man, big man. And the one when concerned poor man, when they say they want to increase the tariff on power.
Clement Zion Prince, I don't know. You wanted to call back, but we read that headline yesterday from the Guardian newspaper. We read that yesterday. Its story is not in the dailies today. Not so much in the dailies today. It was yesterday.
Hello, good morning.
That headline. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Welcome.
Hey, my name is Haruna Salam from Sabonse.
Haruna, good to have you.
Thank you very much. Let me commend our President Ahmed Bola Tinubu to dissolve the appointment of all the services and then bring the new one people in board. So they know all of them. They are from Nigeria. They know what Nigeria continue crying for in terms of insecurity. And so the government of Mr. Muhammadu Buhari left out, and then we see facing the issue of insecurity. Then we thank God they bring new people in board. Please, we don't need to be shouted every day. They know why they are there. They know their duty. And then the president they appointed, you know what makes him appointed there. So please let them continue to let them continue to do their work so that Nigeria to begin to say, yes, we are going there one day. So may God help us and may give us the leader they are going to lead us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Haruna. Soleil. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm very well. What am I on to?
I like your style of leadership and enlightenment.
Thank you.
My name is Comrade Wyman.
Oh, Comrade Gana. Welcome.
I say congratulations to the new serving chief and some new appointments. Then I wish them all the best. And may God guide them, protect them, and show them the right way to follow. Because there is big task before them. They should keep it on.
Okay.
God is yours true. God is yours true. God bless Nigeria. God bless this radio station. God bless you and your family. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you too. Thank you again. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, President Nacho.
Good morning, Clement. Again, let's hear you, sir.
Did you cut me off?
I couldn't have cut you off.
Okay, maybe network that don't did me.
Yes.
I was saying that you have read everything that concerns all the big guys that have been elected, appointed into the Tinubu's cabinet. You didn't read the one that concerns me, and that one is that Tinubu's government is going to increase tariff on power by 40%.
Clement, we spoke about this yesterday. That headline was in the papers yesterday. I read it yesterday, and you commented on it yesterday.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Okay. So now, it's in papers again today. So, imagine when we now increase tariff by 40%. All these hairdressers that are operating in small shops, all the traders, all the poor people will be like my papa. They're going to pay. Mine now is about 20 every month, 20 to 30,000 every month. Now, if it is increased by another 40%, maybe I should be paying about 60,000 naira every month on tariff, on power tariff. Now, I want to ask, what if we are buying fuel at the rate of 500 naira per liter? Price of goods have already shot up. Then we increase the power tariff by 40%. The same poor man like me will be paying about 69,000 or 50,000 to 60,000 every month on power. I cannot buy fuel. I have my children to take in school. I'm just putting myself in perspective. I'm not the only. I'm not the one. I'm not really the one mostly concerned. There are many people, millions of people who are poorer than I am. Even as I am poorer than hundreds of millions of people. So where do we stand? What palliatives is Tinubu going to introduce? Is it the kind of buses that they introduced before under Shopee, where they will bring refurbished vehicles from Taiwan or from China and inflate their prices to that of Marco Polo buses like that of Izuchiku and others. And it will center in just electricity. What is it the increase in salaries that people are agitated? How much? And it's everybody is civil servant. They are not going to caution. They are not going to caution the effect on this on the common folk like us. And at the end of the day, there's no program that they are going to say they will use to reinvest all this money that will also touch the poor. Everybody should talk to Tinubu. Please let him tamper. Are we going to start praying that the tribunal should start?
Clement, wait until you hear that if 7.5% VAT has been would be implemented or has been implemented on diesel. So if you buy diesel now, you'd have to pay value-added tax on every liter that you buy. So think about that as well as you're looking at some of these situations.
It's all right. Let us wait for the outcomes.
Let's see.
And God is our. Maybe the government is even fulfilling the times, the prophecies, the books that things will get worse as the time draws near. But if the heavens fall,
thank you very much.
It's going to fall on everybody's roof.
Thank you so much for calling. There's a lot to talk about on this. I'll just let you respond to it. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, Hanacho. I greet you.
Michael, welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you so much. Anyway, should we surprise when we hear that I will continue where Buhari stopped? That is on that side. I think when you were measuring the board that was, is it suspended or sacked? One of the one that interests me so much is the one of custom. Yeah. So finally, Ahmed Ali is going to leave that seat.
The one who's larger than life.
Yeah. The one who does not obey the authorities. I mean, the one who was invited to the National Assembly and then they asked him to wear uniform and he refused to wear uniform as if he wear uniform, the name will disappear from Ahmed Ali. The one who, when you take your complaint to, he won't listen to you. So, finally. Well, let me also call the attention of the EFCC or the DSS. I think after you leave the office, they should make sure that they investigate the Ahmed Ali. You understand? That is on that side. And then when you mention the dollar again, 700 and above, and then when you come, the one that hit my heart, when you say, if care is not taken, it's going to cost to even 1,000 naira. Oh. Do you know now why I say that Tinubu promises that he's going to continue where Buhari stopped? And please remind us how much did Buhari left the dollar with? There was a time it was 900 and above. So we won't be surprised maybe under Tinubu and then the thing increases to 1,000. That is improvement on his own part. But I think he should also follow. We should remind him what he said on the inauguration day about making sure that the exchange rates are brought down. I think we should remind him that. And then the electricity tariff is another thing that also affects us so much. I don't know where we will lay our hand. Okay, look at the fuel. The subsidy has been removed, and the people are suffering over it. And they are talking about the increment of electricity tariff again. Anyway, that's my case here, my brother.
Right, thank you very much, Michael. Thank you. Now, let's look at this. Some more headlines from the Punch newspaper. Omo Agege recruited Emefiele to scuttle Tinubu's presidential bid. Delta APC. Omo Agege recruited Emefiele to scuttle Tinubu's presidential bid, says Delta APC. Mixed reactions, uncertainty as Tinubu unveils student loan. Federal government, Labour, set up minimum wage committee. Listen to this one. Federal government implements 7.5% VAT on diesel. Nigerians kick. So if you've been on social media, you would have seen this story. Yesterday, Nigerians were lamenting on social media the proposed implementation of 7.5% value-added tax on diesel. Good morning.
Oh, Principal.
Good morning, Apostle Arsalite. Good to have you.
God bless you for free.
Bless you too.
Yes, my take goes like this. That's a long-expected expectation for Nigerians that our president have done. by sacking all these service chiefs. Thank God for that. Another thing is that all those service chiefs they have fired. If you fire them and you have to checkmate them, the problem of Nigeria is that some people, if they do work for you and you fire them and you will not checkmate them, all the money they looted, they do all the wrongdoing. The people that they succeed them will say, okay, if they did not checkmate those people, so they can continue in that wrong side, which is not good. Thank God that the customer DG have been fired. The man who thought that is above the law of Nigeria. I'm happy for that. Another thing I want to comment on is that our president should follow the federal character system. No matter he remember he's a part of the country this time around, but all those other ones that he will appoint, let the Eastern be included. Thank you and God bless you, President.
Thank you. Also light. Now, let's talk about the subsidies being removed. So, total removal of subsidies on energy if by the time the federal government removes subsidy on electricity and the tariffs go up with about 40%, by about 40%. Now, what would this mean? Again, the suffering Nigerians would be the ones who would have to bear this pain or bear the brunt of this. Implementation of value-added tax on diesel. Businesses that are struggling already, imagine having to pay more taxes on diesel, aside from the taxes that you already pay as a business, the multiple taxation that we've seen, you still have to pay taxes on diesel. Now, analysts will say all of this, the average Nigerian is the one who's subsidizing the standard of living for the elite and ruling class. Because, as it is, they're not losing anything. And what this actually means economically is that we're gradually destroying the middle class. In fact, as it is, I don't think that the middle class will exist if this continues. Because in a situation where the middle class cannot even afford to buy fuel, would there be any middle class? They can't afford to buy food. They're the ones who are being taxed to keep the flamboyant lifestyle of the so-called ruling class. It just doesn't make sense. If we're talking about the welfare of Nigerians, the middle class sustains the economy, and if we're further extending the gap between the rich and the middle class, then how would they survive? Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, President Hanacho.
Good morning, Judy Hanacho.
Thank you so much. How was your night?
Very well. Good to have you join us.
Well done, job. I think I want to commend the president for the appointment of the service chiefs and for letting those former ones go. I think there is some changes, there is some kind of fresh air in that appointment of service chiefs. Because when you look at it very well, unlike a former administration and others, we have seen retired generals being the one mostly appointing for those service chiefs office. But if you look at it now, there is a kind of fresh air in terms of it's not all of them that was a retired general. Unlike last administration, who have so many of them being retired general, and even the president of himself then was a retired general. And at the end of the day, we could not see much of their performances when it comes to the issue of insecurity. Because I so much believe that the reason why they always go for retired general because of their intelligence when it comes to the issue of security of things. Well, at the end of the day, those former ones, we didn't see much of them. We have not seen much of them playing out when it comes to the issue of insecurity that Nigeria is facing as a big challenge. So looking at this time around, you see that the president, not being a retired general too, and he go for some people who are not retired general. So I think I will commend him for even being fair, touching so many angles. When he come, I think I see one retired general from Enugu State, and some from other different regions. I think he's a good one.
They retired. They're serving officers who are service chiefs.
Yeah. So I think it's a good one. Let's see how those ones will perform. Let's see how they are going to go. Unlike the time that we normally have the retired generals of all of them being the one in taking charge of all those service chiefs. So let's see what these people can put on the table, even in the lives of the former EFCC chairman. So let's see what they can give to the Nigerians. I wish them all the best, and I pray that Nigeria will continue getting better. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. All right, keep your calls coming in 09073530044 and 09087668888. Let's bring in this one. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. We can hardly hear you.
My name is
Chidindu Biki, good to have you.
Yeah.
Your first time caller.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. Sir. Sir.
This subsidy issue, I think is all they are doing. Don't mind my English. All they are doing is medicine acceptance. All these palliative or whatever they are discussing come first. Nigeria has suffered so much for the past years. Nigerians need something that will soften their suffering over years. And then now, instead of Mr. President to wait at least for a year or two before bringing in this subsidy, he just mentioned it as if he's a military man. It is not fair, my brother. This thing should have come first. Bringing all the things, what our refineries are up to. These refineries, either they sell it to private sectors, or they revise it and bring it up to date to serve us instead of wasting all this time. And then people are complaining, suffering, and all whatnot. Go into the market. Can you imagine all these families of 6 children for their parents, what they are suffering now? Oga Ihana, so let Mr. President put Nigerians first. Let them do something that will benefit these subsidies and the people first. Something that will minimize suffering. And they know all these things. They know what to do. What are the policies that are putting people into perjury? My brother, let us do things right, more than right, instead of punishing people just for nothing. Nigeria is well blessed, so much blessed, that why should we suffer? Why should a Nigerian complain? Why should a Nigerian leave Nigeria to another country? What God gives to this country, no country, most of the powers don't have it. But they have people with honest minds for the masses to help people to make their country great. But Nigeria is different, and I don't know why it should be different. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling, Njabiki. Thank you. Appreciate you calling in. Well. I haven't heard from GB in a few days. I hope he's doing well. GB, if you're there, let us hear from you. What's going on? Hope you're doing good. Keep it here. The conversation continues.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Are you looking for an internet service that will make surfing on the internet an enjoyable one? Do you want a super fast connection to the internet? Look no further, as Eagles Internet Services is here for you, an effective internet service provider with 99% proven reliability for residential and office services. We provide unlimited internet bandwidth services of different bundles tailored to meet your desires and taste. It is reliable, affordable, with a wide coverage. You can locate them at Plot 1719 Cadastral Zone B, Kaura District, or you can call 081 33121423 or 09065765969. Eagles Internet Service. Stay connected to everything you love.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Thank you very much for staying with us. This is The Pages on your radio experience you can count on. We're analyzing the headlines and sharing thoughts regarding them. Feel free to jump in with your 2 cents if any of the headlines this morning tickle your interest. Let's quickly look at what Daily Trust is reporting today. And from Daily Trust newspaper, you have unveiling new security chiefs. That's the big story there. And it goes on with banks and telecoms and oil firms to lose 2% revenue for data breach, says federal government. 22 killed in Fresh Plateau attack, governor mourns. 22 killed in Fresh Plateau attack, governor mourns. Demolition exercise restraints, town planners caution Kano government. Thugs sack communities in Kano, says lawmaker. Thugs sack communities in Kano. That's according to lawmaker. UK cuts tariff on products from Nigeria and 64 others. UK cuts tariffs on products from Nigeria and 64 others. Tinubu dissolves boards of all MDAs. And also you have meet acting IGP Egbetoku, who is a mathematician who was Tinubu's CSO. And by the way, the president is off to Paris for his first official visit or first official trip outside the country. Let's go to the Guardian newspaper. NAFDAC intensifies crackdown on illegal drug manufacturers. Leave Abuja, return home to tackle insecurity, group tells Zamfara governor. Also there, Tinubu meets Indian billionaire, assures investors of better business environment. Well, there you have it there. Let's get on to more callers. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Yanacho.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, this is Balogun speaking.
Balogun, welcome.
Yeah. The problem of this country is too enormous. How many are we going to solve? You know, Nigeria is so blessed. Is it a crime for Nigeria to be blessed by God? Why are we using those blessings to return to ourselves? The problem of this country is just mismanagement. You know, if Nigeria wants to get this thing right, there are policies you need to do. You don't need to, even stretch yourself. Like China now, they are fighting corruption because of, as in, if you should steal any money, they execute you. Nigeria don't need to do that, or you just do that. The National Assembly implement these, make these laws. And if you steal money, you go for 50 years in prison, and all your generations to come will not have access to any civil servant work or getting contracts from any government, official. You see, the money will be there. You receive money, you won't, you won't be able to touch it. So there are laws you need to make in this country that will make everything, And Nigeria problem is also is that this thing is beyond Nigeria. There are, external forces like foreign countries that don't want any African continent to grow, including Nigeria. What happened to Libya? Libya economy was booming until, they came to inside their people and see their president. What happened to Libya economy now? You see, there are external forces until those traitors who sold Nigeria out are being punished or are being eliminated. Nigeria can never get it right. There are people who don't want Nigeria to grow. This is beyond Nigeria.
All right, Balogun, thank you very
much. They go to Chatham House, America, to go and sign documents. You know what they are going there to sign? Thank you.
Thank you. And well, Nigerians say, look, let's see, lead by example. Let our leaders lead by example. It's very simple. Okay, if you're telling Nigerians to make sacrifices and cut down on a lot of things and pay taxes on a lot of things and also pay more for almost everything, then they need to also see you do that. Lead by example. That's all that many Nigerians are asking. We haven't seen the National Assembly saying, oh, we're forfeiting the allowances, the bogus allowances, we're cutting down on expenses, salaries and all that. We haven't seen that from the executive as well. So the thing is, these people are united at the top against Nigerians somehow, but Nigerians seem to divide themselves against all almost against several lines, just so that the elites and bourgeois can continue to live the good life. Receive wisdom. Good morning, Nigeria. How do you do? We're getting there gradually with bold steps. God bless Nigeria and long live BAT. That's Sanusi from Suleja. Sanusi, thank you very much for your message. All right, let's get to this one. It's a voice notes. Let's hear who is this. Good morning.
Job, and he has done it well. It is a welcoming development. All these service chiefs, I know them before. They are very hardworking people, and I know that he appointed them based on credibility, not sentiment, religious, or tribalistic ideology. So I really appreciate his effort toward this country forward, especially on the security sector. We do pray that may Almighty Allah give him the courage and all of them the ability to fix the security of this country and allow peace to reign in this great country so-called Nigeria. Thank you very much indeed. On the issue also of Naira, is really devastating because the Naira is devaluing day by day. This is worrisome. It touches our daily life, and especially those who bring goods to this country. Now their businesses are about to collapse because I'm also part of the victim. I really been disappointed by this Naira devaluation. I don't know what is happening because now you can't go out and bring anything to this country at this moment. So you have to wait and see what the economics will do to our nation. But unfortunately, our economy is not strong nowadays. We can understand that the businesses are collapsing, and the people who invested more in this country now are losing their huge amount of money. So it's terrible. Please, we call on the federal government to do the needful in order to revive our economy so that the businesses will go on and people will continue to enjoy their country. Thank you very much indeed.
Right. Thank you very much, Abdullahi Mekano. Don is here. Don, your voice notes quite long.
Hello, good morning, my prince. How was your night? Hope it was great. This is Don. Okay, quickly. From your news this morning, the Middle Belts are accusing RFI of either condoning or maybe having a hand in what's happened during his tenure of 8 years. It's no longer news. I mean, from his comments recently, we can begin to agree with these people that perhaps RFI may have had a hand in what was going on. It's obvious. Look at his comments, what he said. You can see the disdain for the people from that part of the country and other religion. He didn't just make this comment. It's well thought. He knows that he's going to be covered, but he went ahead to do that. So it means them to everybody. He don't care. So everybody knows that. If you know the man, you know what he's capable of. And so that is why some people are saying he's a very dangerous politician who is kind of will threaten the existence of this country. So the people who are calling for him not to come near Tinubu is actually right. And but I don't see that happening anyway. Quickly, away from that, I want to talk about the tribunal, the AMS, that's Amazon, saying that there is no any technical glitch. Every Nigerian who understands technology knows that there is absolutely nothing wrong with the server. It was manipulated by somebody. It was designed. It was intentionally done to make sure that they pave way for what we later had as what they later declared. So it's obvious that somebody had a hand in that server. Somebody may have done something to make sure that the transmission did not go through, because that is the only way to prevent rigging. Okay, if you can imagine.
All right, Don, thank you very much. We're going to go. Moving on. Let's go to this one. Joseph Aguba. Joseph says, good morning, Iheanacho. How are you? I want to thank President Tinubu very well for stepping on toes for the betterment of Nigeria. What makes me so happy the most is that Ahmed Ali is out of customs. I am so happy. That man doesn't know what he's doing as a customs boss. Now I will support the current president. All we want is a new Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. And God bless you too, Joseph. Thank you very much for your message. Let's go on to more. This one's from Precious. Precious says, good morning, His Radio Highness of Abuja. My prince, yesterday I spent 1,600 naira for transportation to and from work, and I worked 26 days in a month. From Airport Junction to Day International Building Material Market. My prince, that is over 40,000 naira for transportation per month, and I'm just an ordinary staff. With immediate effect, the federal government should establish a federal transportation system within cities, especially in Abuja, because it's getting out of hand. Why will I be working and using all my salary for transportation alone? All these special advisors, I wonder what they are advising. How many proportion of the people are in the civil service? Increase in salary is not the way forward. Precious, thank you very much for your thoughts. Precious doesn't think that increasing salaries for civil servants is a way to go. Anyway, Ekins is here. Ekins says, good morning, Prince. Government is removing subsidy on practically everything, but have yet to cut down on cost of running government. Having a two-side of the legislature should be cut down to one. Pensions should be cut, and all other luxury of government should be cut down too before we can say kudos to them. They are putting the masses in total poverty. Ekins, thank you very much. Leaving it there now. Moving on to the next one. Usman Daura is here. Usman, good morning. Welcome.
Yes, Abuja, Usman Daura is my name.
Welcome.
Let me comment on the new service chiefs appointed by President Tinubu. Yesterday on a good note. Thank God. At least we have some balancing in the appointments, like the civil defense staff, Christopher Musa is from southern Kaduna. To be precise, Kapanchan is a Christian. And also Mr. Ogala, the chief of naval staff from Enugu. And the chief of defense intelligence from Cross River State, some Christian mixed, which is a welcome development. So far so good. And also Mr. Henach, I'm impressed with the appointment of Mr. Lagbaja. Mr. Lagbaja, the GOC from Division Kaduna, now the chief of army staff. That man was the person that destroyed bandits, sent them packing along Kaduna Abuja Road. He performed wonderfully. So it's a well-deserved appointment, and he will perform, inshallah. In all this, Mr. President has not done what I wanted him to do, or I just wanted him to do. He should cut the cost of governance, which is very, very important. We don't have money. There's no money. Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, cut the cost of governance drastically. Cut it if you want to succeed. It is not enough to be adding the tariff of light, electricity tariff, and the rest. Cut the cost of governance drastically, Mr. Henacho, because we cannot continue this way, Mr. Henacho. He has to cut the cost of governance. And the less he do it, the better. But imposing this hardship on people, more tax, more this, more that, more tax will not work. The cost of governance should be cut drastically. We cannot live in a place where a senator is earning about 30 million naira in a month. How many are they in number? House of almost 28 million, 25 million in a month. Ministers having multiple aides and host of others. He should cut the cost of governance. Bye, Mr. Henacho.
Thank you very much, Usman Daura. And team from Lugbe says, good morning, Henacho Prince. Prince, I want to ask you a direct question with regards to the appointment of service chiefs. Assuming an armed robber robbed you of all your life savings and the following day you learned that the thief donated all the money he stole from you to an orphanage home, will you clap and praise the armed robber for being a good thief? The stolen mandates must be returned. Team, thank you very much. Team, I don't have an answer. Nobody will rob me. Suleiman is here. Good morning, Suleiman. Let's hear you quickly.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
How was your night, sir?
Good.
Now, please let me just make my comment briefly as usual. First of all, I want to commend our president, Alhaji Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his good job. Gaskiya, because of the happiness that I am today, I don't have much to say that to continue pray for him. May Almighty Allah continue to guide and protect him from all his enemies, known and unknown. Then secondly, my president, issue of this light tariff added this thing. I'm telling you, if they can add it to 50%, believe you me, if the light will be constantly, always will have the light. You know, people have been complaining that they are paying for darkness. But if the light will have the light, standard, wallahi, nobody will complain. No matter how much you are paying, if you are paying for what you are consuming, nobody will complain. Let me tell you, you can see even when they removed the subsidy, people was talking, saying this and that. But look at now, it's normal. Look at, we have fuel. In any place that we went down, I'm not sure you will spend less than 3 to 5 minutes, you will get the fuel. So I'm telling you, this kind of thing, if the light, they will make it. If they can add the tariff, but we have light, nobody will complain, believe you me. But let's continue to pray for this government. May Almighty Allah continue to bless our country. Thank you so much, my friends.
I love it how optimistic Nigerians can be sometimes. How many times have power tariffs gone up and how did it become better? How many times have the prices of other things gone up? Did it actually become better? Let's see. Good morning to you. Good morning.
My name is Comrade Aruna, calling you from
Comrade, welcome.
I think this government, there's one funny thing I study about this government. Most of the time we get the breaking news at night. So we should not sleep and close our eyes. We'll get more revolution, more breaking news from this government. But anyway, that was on a lighter note. Prince Henacho, I think the service chiefs, if you look at the people Mr. President appoint as service chiefs, I think there's a federal character there. If you look at it very well, he picked from all the geopolitical zones. So kudos to him, and I wish them all the best. I pray they perform better than their predecessors. And issue of labor, Prince Henacho, I don't know what is happening. Now labor is giving another 8 weeks to come back for conclusion. We are all waiting, and our pocket is drying. Our saves is going for transportation, is going for fuel. Everything is going up day by day. May God save us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't think that we can take any more voice notes. This next one is quite long. Anyway, let's get to SMS now. And Oganamano says, no one can Islamize Nigeria. No one should take El-Rufai seriously on his idea of Nigeria becoming an Islamic country. I repeat, Nigeria would never be Islamized by anybody or group of people. God forbid. Oganamano there, thank you very much. I don't know about that one. Anyway, he says, sacking of service chiefs is a welcome development because they are all a failure under Buhari administration that has that has really brought shame to the entire country in terms of security across the country. Thank you very much, Ohinoi. And this is where we would have to leave the conversation today. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of it. Thank you, Ohinoi, Comrade Haruna Suleiman, team, Usman Daura, Ekins, Precious, Joseph, John, Don, Abdullahi Mekano, Salusi, Balogu, Chidindu BK, Judy Hanacho, Apostle, Michael, Comrade Ghana, Haruna Sule, as well as Clement Zion Prince. Comrade Ulo Bassi, I didn't hear from you this morning. Trust you're doing well. To every other person who sat back to listen, thank you very much for being there. If you tried to call in but couldn't get through, I apologize. Tomorrow we come back with fresh headlines on the pages. My name is Ihanacho Prince. Sports on Eagles Wings comes on at the top of the hour, 8. And please, we want to appeal to the service chiefs and everyone who has been appointed. Do not consider it your turn to loot and steal and make money. Serve Nigeria for the betterment of our dear country, Nigeria. Keep it locked. Your radio experience you can count on. My name is Ihanacho Prince, His Radio Highness of Abuja.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Welcome to the studios. With me here today is Engineer Emmanuel David of Emma Civil Engineering